Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and welcome to Stock to Spade. In this episode, I'll be showcasing the Lightning F.6. This is a currently rank 6 battle rating 9.3 fighter in the British Air Force's tech tree. This vehicle is, of course, extremely fast and a relatively low BR compared to its performance. What this vehicle doesn't have, though, is a great amount of agility. So we will have to see exactly how this thing goes, again, from stock to spaded. Now, if you guys don't know, the whole meaning of stock to spaded is that I take one match fully stock, and I'll show you guys that match, one match about halfway spaded, and the third match fully spaded, and I'll go over the strengths and the weaknesses, how this plane develops throughout, and finally, if this vehicle is fully worth it by the end. Now, that being said, please, of course, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. But either way, thanks again, and let's get into the video. Now, here we are fully stocked, so before I get into the battle, and bear in mind, I actually record all this live, so as I'm flying and I'm making these maneuvers, I'm recording my audio, so that it is as truthful and accurate as possible to the moments when I'm flying. Now, when it comes to this vehicle, obviously this thing is fast, right? Like, it's not quite F-104 fast, but not far from it. This is probably, outside of the F-104, probably going to be about the quickest aircraft at this BR. It is just ridiculously fast and a really, really good interceptor for the most part. Now, this vehicle, one of the big problems with it is that it really starts losing its maneuverability, its control, at least at lower altitudes when at speed. And in fact, actually, I would say this thing is just not good at around Mach speed at low altitude. It does have some pretty major problems. Also, it does have a 30mm, or two 30mm cannons, rather, that you might also say to yourself, wow, those are good. But it only has 240 rounds of ammo in total, which are, in my opinion, insufficient. I'd rather have a pair of 20s that have substantially more ammunition, but that's just me. Now, let's go dive down on this F-100. I do not think I'm going to be able to get him. Now, as you can see, I'm putting my air brakes on. It's not really doing much for my maneuverability. I have none right now. So let's go turn up. Gotta take my air brakes off. Hopefully I can catch this guy coming out. Now, these fire streaks, you might also say to yourself, well, Tankenstein, why don't you fire on them thus far? Well, you really have to wait until they're about 1.5 kilometers away at very most, preferably in a dive like that. Otherwise, you are not going to hit them because the fire streaks are extremely limited, which, by the way, if you guys don't know, you do get fire streaks with this aircraft totally stock. Which is cool, you at least get something, but you have to pay that, bear that in mind. Now, also, every single one of these videos, my Stock Spade videos, if you guys want, I do have a playlist of them. They are all done to be as accurate as possible. I'm not trying to show you guys the rosiest, prettiest game I have. So if I do well in this match, I do well. If I don't do well, then that sucks, quite honestly. But, of course, I want to make sure that you guys get a good idea of what this plane is all about. That was actually really lucky on my part. Typically, I'm not all that good of a gunner with these, as you could probably tell. Holy cow, I just screwed up big time. Used about half my ammunition trying to get him. But as you can see, even though they are 30s, it did take a little bit longer than I wanted to kill that guy, even just if you just consider the hits rather than the hits and misses. So I'm going to try to hit this Limp 5P, which, by the way, you can slave your fire streaks to your radar. This might actually hit him. Nope. Not all that close, unfortunately. But I will put my air brake on. Want to get a little bit of a tighter turn. Now, you're not going to be able to put your flaps on at speed because they will just rip off, unfortunately. Now, this is something you never want to do. You never want to get into a turn fight with something like a Limp 5P. Thankfully, I knew I was far enough away where it wasn't too much of a danger for me. But do not ever get into a dedicated turn fight or forget where you are near a plane like a Limp 5P or any MiG for that matter. That is not going to turn out well. Now, this guy has finally turned off from me, so I will go down there. I'm not doing poorly. I got 2 kills, which fully stock isn't bad, especially considering the circumstances. Now, one of the big problems with this vehicle, and like you could say, I mean, probably the biggest problem with facing something like a Lim 5P or a MiG-15, 17, whatever, is asymmetric warfare, right? Like, they have ridiculous maneuverability compared to me. And that is, in and of itself, a very big problem. That was really lucky. Because that's exactly what the pilots, the American pilots in the Vietnam War fought, was a ton of ooh, that was stupid of me, but got 3.5 kills, more likely than not. But they fought MiGs, low BR MiG, or MiG-15, or MiG-17s rather, MiG-19s, that were incredibly maneuverable, whereas American fighters were these big, heavy, fast things, whereas the North Korean MiGs, if you fight on the enemy's terms, you're going to lose. You have to play the Lightning to its strengths, and it also helps to be in a down tier, which, by the way, is incredibly rare. And one of the big problems, and I'll be getting into the halfway spaded match in just a second, but one of the big problems with this vehicle is that in a down tier, you're obviously incredibly fast, you have missiles, whereas a lot of planes don't, but in an up tier, you are about as fast as everyone else, and you have worse missiles than everyone, no countermeasures, and your guns are, you know. So that said, let's get into the halfway spaded match. I just have to grind up to that and see exactly how this does with red tops and a little bit better performance. Let's get into it. So here we are halfway spaded with the Lightning F.6, and I'll tell you guys this. I have been blown away by how much I like this plane. I mean, honestly, when I first started grinding this thing and really kind of trying to do well with it, I was thinking to myself, it's not going to be all that great. My first few matches of it were kind of duds. You know, I had that one match, the first one that I actually recorded, that was pretty good, right? I had like 3 kills, 1 assist, not bad. And my overall KD with this thing, whether in up tiers, and I've been in a lot of up tiers, down tiers, whatever, 3-1 pretty much. I think it's like 2.7 maybe, 2.6 to 1. It's just been phenomenal. And really, the biggest thing you have to remember with this aircraft, of course, is to use your strengths to your advantage. So in this instance, your speed. I can outspeed everybody in this match. Everybody. But I cannot outturn them. So as you can see here, I mean, like, once you get down below 1,000 kilometers per hour, it's not bad. However, you know, you're not always going to be below 1,000 kilometers per hour in this thing. Now, I do have the red top missiles, but I still don't trust them beyond 2 kilometers per hour, or 2 kilometers rather, even with a subsonic jet like this. So I'm going to wait until now, okay? Let's see if we can hit him, and we should not. Wow. You can actually see the missile flying. It's a big Mama Jama missile. But, as you can see, I have plenty of energy to catch up to him. And then from there, you just climb up and boom. And, you know, I've been using a lot of like 300-400% boosters with this thing. And holy cow, man. I have been getting, like, my Battle Pass boosters. It has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to try to launch on this guy. I got to reduce my speed, actually. That's one of the problems with this vehicle, is that you do really have to mind your speed quite a bit. Oh, got the kill. Very nice. Like I said, easily this has become one of my favorite vehicles. Like, I like this thing more than the F-104. I feel like it's more balanced than the F-104. And I just, thus far, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to try to hit this guy. Can't get a hit. I'm not that great with the cannons, if you couldn't tell. But, again, sub 1,000 kilometers per hour, it's not all that bad in the turn. And you have enough engine power. Ooh, I'm out of control. Can I hit this guy with my guns? No, I can't. But this thing has just enough firepower that once you can actually kind of maneuver yourself here to do something, which, you know, thankfully this is a Yak-38, though they are not known for being maneuverable aircraft. You can get yourself nice kills, but again, these cannons, no matter how good they pretty much are, they're not fantastic. And even though I hit him with plenty of ammunition, it didn't seem to actually want to do much. So I'm just going to target this A4 real quick. Maybe get a kill, maybe not. Cannot get a kill. Hopefully I don't get hit. And, but yeah, now I'm going to go fly back to the base. But this is pretty much how this plane functions, at least in a down tier. And up tier, it's a little bit different. You kind of have to act like a scavenger rather than, you know, kind of like a bird of prey, like I'm kind of doing. Just simply, again, I'm not that great with the cannons. But if I was, I would probably have another 2 kills, you know, or at least 1 more kill here. But either way, 3 kills, real quick and easy. No one shot me. No one has been a serious threat to me. And again, in a down tier, you're pretty much working with impunity. You are almost impossible to hit so long as you don't fight on their territory. And let me know actually in the comments below if you guys want this. But I'm kind of considering making like a how to beat the Su-25K video, right? Or like the Su-25. Because I have flown that thing so much. It's one of my favorite planes, might be my favorite plane in War Thunder. Definitely for earning SL. And, you know, I could go over exactly how to beat it. But really what you don't want to do, and it kind of comes down to this, just don't fly on their level. Don't play like a Yak-23. Don't play like an Su-25 because they'll beat you if you try to play like them. Don't fly at them head on. Use your strengths to your advantage, and that is the #1 thing with the Lightning F.6. This thing is phenomenal in that, unlike almost any other plane you're going to have at and around this BR, with the exception of the F-104 pretty much, this thing can climb up to altitude and just boom and zoom, and you have to make sure you're not going too fast, but it booms and zooms like no one's business. So I said, let's get back up in the sky, see if maybe we can get these guys. They look like they're squad mates, it looks like, so they're probably just being idiots together, but, you know, see if we can get anything else. But still, not bad, and this is very typical. This is extremely typical of my matches. 3 kills. In fact, actually, typically, I get more points than this, partially because this is a down tier, so I'm not getting as many points, but also, a lot of the time I have enough ammo to go after ground targets as well. Yeah, the Lightning F.6 is good. So here we are, fully spaded in the Lightning F.6, the English electric Lightning F.6. I'm sure people would appreciate it if I said that. And by the way, like, look at this, right? I'm going to turn off my HUD real quick. Doesn't this look beautiful? Like, they really did a great job. They even have Appleby and Ireland Limited. That's really cool. You know, that's one thing you can say about War Thunder, is that they put a lot of detail when they want to. And cockpits are a good example of that. Now, that said, what about this vehicle? I really like this vehicle. I've got about a 3-to-1 KD with it, maybe even a touch higher than that. It's actually improved since my halfway spaded match, which, honestly, at this point, I don't think is much of a surprise. I've got the full boosters. They help, but not really. You know, of course, there's something. Okay, there he is. But they're not fantastic. Now, getting behind this guy, I'm going to want to get closer. Okay, he's starting to turn. So now fire a red top. Red tops do not have much range. I would not trust them beyond 1.5 kilometers. And really, at that point, I would only trust them if I'm going after subsonic aircraft that are turning. So I'd say that their main advantage over fire streaks is that they might have like a 1/4 kilometer better range. Like, that's it. Genuinely. I'm not even being salty with that. You know, at least in terms of usable range. I'm not saying like, oh, their stat card says this. Realistically speaking, they don't really have much more than about a kilometer, or a 1/4 kilometer, maybe a 1/3 of a kilometer higher range than fire streaks. I think they go a touch faster, but their main thing is that they have more explosive filler, which is nice. So you're a little bit more likely to get a kill with them, and I cannot complain about that. So we have a Yak-38. Of course, I'm going to want to fight this guy on my terms if I can help it, and not give him a kill. Got a crit on him. Is he on fire? No, he's not, but I'll get the assist. No worries. So turn down here. Again, you want to fight the Lightning like it's a Lightning. You don't want to fight the Lightning like an F-86. You don't want to fight the Lightning, you know, you don't want to fight on their terms. You don't want to fight on this MiG-17's terms. You want to fight on your terms, and then if you don't get the hit, you simply run away. Simple as that. And in that role, this plane is fantastic. it is great, especially if you can master the head-ons, which I'm only going to do like a partial head-on here. Got a crit on him. Perfect. Look at that. I got 2 assists, likely assists, unless, again, they kind of screw me over on my assists like they did in the last match. But this plane it's a very simple plane in many ways, and for that reason, it's just fantastic. You know, you just have to boom, zoom, you know, run and gun, whatever you want to call it, and it will do well. This plane will do well almost every time. I mean, of course, it helps to be in a down tier. Oh, look at that. I got myself another kill. It does, of course, help to be in a down tier, but it's not really required. I'll fire on him just because I don't think that guy's going to get the kill. Oh, I thought I had gotten... Oh, nice. Look at that. 3 kills. None too shibby-dibby-dabby. And that's how you do it. 3 kills, 1 assist. I'm going to turn in for this MiG-15 because he's not facing me. And being that that's the case, if I can make a quick run and gun on him, probably going to miss. But it is worth a shot in my opinion. Not a hit because I'm just not that good of a gunner, unfortunately. Especially when it comes to these. Now, if you guys don't know, the guns are mounted very low. So it is a little bit difficult to actually hit with the guns on this thing. But at least they are still center mounted, so it's not that crazy difficult. It's just you kind of have to adjust for that, I think. Maybe I'm just making up excuses, though. Anyways, so I'm assuming that that's probably about it. So, as I always say in my Stock Spaded videos, do I think that you should get this vehicle? Do I think that you should grind it, spade it, whatever? Fully stock, this vehicle is eh. Again, you can use it to its strengths, and as long as you use it competently as a gunner and, you know, close enough range to get the fire streaks to work, it's actually pretty damn good fully stock. It's not amazing, but it's good. Fully spaded, however, or at least once you get most of your performance modifications, plus the red tops, this vehicle is fantastic at 9.3. Especially in a down tier, you will dominate. So long as you use this vehicle to its strengths, you will not get even hit by enemies. It is that good, and I would recommend it 100%, which is totally not what I expected at the beginning of this video. So I'm assuming that this match is over. So that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, again, this is a pretty typical match. 3 kills, 1 assist. Get a, you know, a side kill, like an NPC or a bot kill, whatever you want to call them. I mean, genuinely, that's a very typical match. Even in an up tier, that's pretty normal for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am always excited to read your comments. What sort of video do you want me to do next? Do you want me to do Stock Spaded on something else? I want to do one on the Tornado, I think it is, right? The Tornado F3 in the British ground air tech tree, but we'll have to wait and see. But that being said, I'm assuming this match is over. If it's not, we'll get back up in the air and shoot someone down. But if it is, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I always appreciate it. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone, and hey, maybe this match is over. Ooh, now look at this. We have ourselves a Yak-28. This will be a great target for me to go after. Of course, these subsonic aircraft are going to go for him. I ain't subsonic. However, I do have a relatively low top speed at and around this altitude. So, we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens. But if he turns outwards, I should be able to intercept him pretty decently. But I'm going to try to make a cross on him. Okay, now this will be a good test for a very fast aircraft. Can I hit him from back here? Let's see. I am essentially the only plane that can intercept this guy, and this is pretty much what the English Electric Lightning is meant to do. I got myself a nice hit on him, and if I haven't mentioned it before, yeah, I love the Lightning. Just, I'd grind it. I would get it. This thing rules. Just go for it. Like, this thing is awesome. Anyways, now is the end of the video. Thanks so much, guys. Take care, and see you on the other side. Worth it.